Is the issue that the initial creation would be subject to our programming, but that it could perhaps program something more efficient and design something? Like if you build creativity into artificial general intelligence.
I mean, you have to.
Right.
I mean, generalization is about creativity, right?
Yeah. But is the issue that it would choose to not accept our values, which it might find...
Well, clearly we'll choose not to accept our values,
right.
and we want it to choose not to accept all of our values.
Right.
So it's more a matter of whether the ongoing creation, evolution of new values occurs with some continuity and respect for the previous ones. So, I mean, I have 4 human kids now. 1 is a baby, but the other 3 are adults, right? And with each of them, I took the approach of trying to teach the kids what my values were, not just by preaching at them, but by entering with them into shared situations. But then, when your kids grow up, they're going to go in their own different directions, right?
Right, but these are humans.
But
they all have the same sort of biological needs, which is one of the reasons why we have these desires in the first place.
Yet there still is an analogy. I think the AIs that we create, you can think of as our mind children, and we're starting them off with our culture and values if we do it properly, or at least with a certain subset of the whole diverse, self-contradictory mess of human culture and values. But they're going to evolve in a different direction, but you want that evolution to take place in a reflective and caring way rather than a heedless way. Because if you think about it, the average human 1,000 years ago, or even 50 years ago, would have thought you and me were like hopelessly immoral miscreants who had abandoned all the valuable things in life, right?
Just because of your hat?
My hat.
long hair.
I mean, I'm an infidel, right? I haven't gone to church ever. I guess. I mean, my mother's lesbian, right? I mean, there's all these things that we take for granted now that not that long ago were completely against what most humans considered maybe the most important values of life. So, I mean, human values itself is completely a moving target.
Right, and
so,
moving in our generation.
Moving in our generation.
Pretty radically.
Very radically. When I think back, like, to my childhood, I lived in New Jersey for 9 years of my childhood, and just the level of racism and anti-Semitism and sexism that were just ambient and taken for granted then.
What years was this? Was this when you were...
Between...
Because I think we're the same age. We're both 51.
I'm born in 66. I lived in Jersey from 73 to 82.
Okay, so I was there from 67 to 73.
Oh, yeah. Right. So, I mean, like my sister went to the high school prom with a black guy, and so we got our car turned upside down, the windows of our house smashed in. It was like a humongous thing, and it's almost unbelievable now, right? Because now no one would care whatsoever. It's just life, right?
Yeah. Well, certainly there's some fringe parts of this culture.
Yeah, but still, the point is there is no fixed list of
values,
human values. It's an ongoing, evolving process. And what you want is for the evolution of the AI's values to be coupled closely with the evolution of human values, rather than going off in some utterly different direction that we can't even understand.
But this is literally playing God, right? I mean, if you're talking about like trying to program in values.
I don't think you can program in values that fully. You can program in a system for learning and growing values. And here again, the analogy with human kids is not hopeless. Like telling your kids these are the 10 things that are important doesn't work that well, right? What works better is you enter into shared situations with them. They see how you deal with the situations. You guide them in dealing with real situations, and that forms their system of values. And this is what needs to happen with AIs. They need to grow up entering into real life situations with human beings, so that the real life patterns of human values, which are worth a lot more than the homilies that we enunciate formally, right? The real life pattern of human values gets inculcated like into the intellectual DNA of the AI systems. And this is part of what worries me about the way the AI field is going at this moment, because I mean, most of the really powerful narrow AIs on the planet now are involved with like selling people stuff they don't need, spying on people, or like figuring out who should be killed or otherwise abused by some government, right? So if the early stage AIs that we build turn into general intelligences gradually, and these general intelligences are, you know, spy agents and advertising agents, then like what mindset do these early stage AIs have as they grow up?